I've had this article on my tablet since yesterday afternoon, and I had left it like this. I know people have my tablet hacked. I know they have my computer hacked. I know they have my phone hacked. I don't really think this is so much code. It doesn't seem to me that this is sort of some sort of example of me using an article as code. I mean, all anyone has to do is read it. Is read the article and understand all the horrible bullying things that are happening all over the place that were already happening before the conglomerate got started, and now it's just even worse. It's just so much worse, I'm sure, because of everything the conglomerate has done. And I have said before that people who hack my phone, hack my computer, hack my tablet, they get what they get from doing those things. So if there are times when they try to interpret something that I leave on a screen as having something to do with them, and they get offended or they feel some other way about it, there's really not much I can do about it, because certainly there are times when I just I will leave things on my screen so that I will remember to read them or look at them, or for some other reason has something to do with me that I have no obligation to try to explain to anyone. But as far as this is concerned, anyone can understand this. Sorry, my computer's going to sleep. Anyone can understand this, right? I mean, it's such a horrifying thing, right? And everything the conglomerate has done to me is so incredibly horrifying, and they are related. Certainly they're related. I'm sure what has happened to me has just encouraged this type of behavior from all sorts of people, right? I mean, to just not care what happens to people, other people, because of their, them being violated, their lives being seriously harmed by things that other people just find entertaining, right? And will also blame them for. So, and then look at these ads. Look at these ads, right? I mean, I think the ads change, but these have been here for a while. Look at this. Still this promotion of child molestation. And look at this. Look at this. This is the ad that shows up with this article, and then there's this ad right next to it. The thing is, though, as far as what was happening to her, this is the pattern that's been developing for a while among kids like this. She was 15. She was in high school. I think they even start younger than this, tormenting people like this. But at least in terms of tormenting them, right? Maybe not quite as many just sexual incidents, but just being bullied and bullied and bullied to the point where even if the kid shows obvious signs of distress, they don't care. It's fine. The bullies just actually enjoy that. Or kids will try to kill themselves, and they'll be in the hospital, and it's a question of whether or not they're going to live or die, and there's still people who are posting messages to whatever Facebook or other types of social media saying, I hope she dies, I hope he dies, I don't care. It's so and saying just as many horrifying things. And then even after the person dies, they will continue to say horrible things online about them. That's really what's happening. And I again, a question of lack of understanding from it, lack of understanding of it, lack of awareness about it from people at least my age and older than I am, right? I mean, probably a lot of people who are in positions of power are just have not been aware of just how vicious all the bullying is. So that would explain a number of things, right? It would explain why they haven't been taking the bullying of me quite as seriously. Although I think there's another side to it, which is really terrible misogyny. The world is still a male-dominated place. But as far as understanding how it is that the conglomerate is influencing the world, this is how the conglomerate is influencing the world. I mean, it's not like it's just okay to live like this, right? And as far as if this is what's happening among kids, what do you think it's going to be like when they're older? What do you think the world is going to be like, right? And then here's what Google Maps is like today. This is the first page of search results for Google Maps, right? After I had that article on my screen the entire night. And the thing is, as far as people trying to accuse me of being inconsistent in the way that I use language or use my own computer, use my own tablet, my own phone, I get continuously attacked for everything that I leave on my screen, except that there's never, because I have no privacy whatsoever, and there's really never a response in terms of what it is that they choose to read. There's never a response that's in the direction of empathy or taking responsibility for what's been happening, or just ceasing the bullying. I mean, look at that. Look at this. If you think about the fact that, first of all, in the first place, I have no privacy at all, right? And I leave my screen like this, right? So that's the first line. That's the first line of this article that you would read, right? if you were going to hack my tablet, which everybody has hacked in the conglomerate, especially, you know, online entities, and then this is what it looks like today, right? They don't care. They don't care. It's the same pattern, right? And it's also happening in workplaces too. And then they're still sort of like breaking these pictures into 3 pieces like this. You know, I mean, it's really, I mean, vicious doesn't even really begin to describe it, right? I mean, it's epidemic now. This attitude, this way of treating people. You know, I mean, calling people, particularly women, sexually stigmatizing them, and then bullying them literally to death, and then even bullying them after death. That's really what's happening.